let's get this rectangular flower bed drawn. So something like this. And the first condition is that the length is to be 3 meters longer than the width. So I'm going to call this one the length and this one the width because of how I've drawn it. It later on says, I'm going to incorporate this now, that the width of the flower bed is x. So I can straight away write down that this length here is going to be x, and therefore this length, because it's 3 more, is going to be x plus 3. So dealt with that condition. And then the length of the flower bed must be at least 14.5 meters. So x plus 3 is going to be greater or equal to 14.5, and therefore x is greater or equal to 11.5. Okay, I've dealt with that one there. And finally, the area must be less than 180. So x times x plus 3 must be less than 180. X squared plus 3x minus 180 is less than 0. And we solved this a bit like a quadratic equation. Let's first find the roots by factorizing. This is slightly awkward to factorize, but with a bit of time you can get there. You're trying to find two numbers that only differ, well, their absolute value only differs by 3. So plus 15 and minus 12 work. Okay, when you add these two together, you're going to get 3 less than 0. A little sketch of a quadratic. Remember, we're being asked to show detailed reasoning here. So, of course, you can put these things into your calculator. One, there's a function that will solve this quadratic for you, so you can get minus 15 and 12, but put it back in factorized form. Two, your calculator will even solve the inequality to give you like the range, but I'm going to do it without, because you've got to make sure in your answer that you show enough working. So one of the roots is 12 and one is minus 15. And then it's going to look a little bit like that. Okay, it should be more symmetrical, but I didn't put them in the right sort of place. So less than 0 means we're interested in this part of the graph. So it's going to be minus 15 is less than x, which is less than 12. That's where the graph is below 0. So we've written down all these inequalities. We've just got to bring it all together now, determine the set of possible values. So we require that x is greater than or equal to 11.5, and that's important, and we need both to be true, that x is between minus 15 and 12. So overall, it must be that x 11.5 is less than or equal to x, which is less than 12. There we are.